Just want to pop in the video real quick here. Epiccw's Wild June 22, launching June 1st. 30 days, 30 videos. Super excited to record those videos and have you guys check them out. So that starts June 1st on the channel. Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're here and we got something pretty cool for you. Today we're ranking what I believe are the top 5 best NASCAR drivers of all time. So last week we had our Mount Rushmore of athletes. And today and tomorrow we're going to rank the best drivers in today NASCAR and tomorrow F1. So let's jump into NASCAR. Now, got some stats here written down. And let's jump into it. So number 5. We're going to go from 5 to 1. I don't know why I did 2. 1. 5 to 1. So this one may be a little wild, but it might be controversial. But I think the 5th best driver in NASCAR ever is going to be Kyle Busch. Now, again, these stats that I read out here for Kyle Busch could increase or, whatever as the season continues. But from the moment I'm recording, Kyle Busch has 2 championships, the least championships of anybody on this list. He has 60 wins and 1 win in the Coke 600. So that's going to be our thing. We're going to go through the crown jewel races as well. 32 poles, and an impressive stat is 18 consecutive seasons with a win, which is tied for the most with Richard Petty. And he has the first triple threat win. I think he's done it twice now, winning Truck, Xfinity, and Cup race all in the same weekend. And he was the first driver to win on every track that was competed on the schedule at the time. Of course, that record doesn't currently exist because there's new tracks. But before the schedule got changed in 2021, he had won on every track that was on the calendar. And actually, before 2020, because that was when things got weird. So basically, every racetrack that was on the calendar at the time, he had won on, which nobody had ever done. And Kyle Busch is also the all-time wins leader in the Xfinity and Truck Series. So, all around, very impressive stats. And he also has 42 stage wins. I don't know if stage wins really matter, but I'm going to count them. They're a newer stat, but winning 42 stages in a race, I feel, is pretty impressive. Again, that gives you 42 extra points. So that's 42 bonus points he's had throughout the playoffs since 2017, which, again, playoffs are part of the system, part of winning a championship. Winning stages helps you on that quest to win championship. So I'll throw that in there. But all around, I think Kyle Busch, if you're going to talk about best NASCAR drivers, I think has to be in that conversation. And it's one of those things that, this isn't best, overall. Like, if you want to strictly look at purely just what you accomplished in the Cup Series exclusively. But I feel the other 4 drivers on this list were purely looking at the Cup Series because they don't need the lower levels or didn't compete in them. But Kyle Busch, competed in those levels and is absolutely dominant in them. I don't see why that wouldn't be included in this list. Next up, number 4, we have Jimmie Johnson. 7 championships, 84 wins, 2 Daytona 500s, 4 Coke 600s, 2 Southern 500s, and 4 Brickyard 400 wins. So all of those big races to get wins on. 36 poles. Big stat for him is 11 wins at Dover. If you can win 10 races at one track or more, that is very impressive. And to have those 11 wins at Dover is it's a big thing. And the most important stat here, to be honest, is most championships in a row with 5. That run from 2006 to 2010 was absolutely insane. Okay, you win. You don't really see many drivers win 2 in a row in NASCAR. So won 5? Absolutely insane. I mean, they changed the points format so much in that time, and he was still able to just come through and win it. And I mean, he won championships in those formats from 2006 to 2010. He won one in 2013. believe it was a little expanded in 2013, and then again in 2016, where you have to work your way through the rounds. He got to the end and won the championship, 2016. And he also has 3 stage wins to his name. Not that many, because stages were introduced pretty much at the end of his career being good. His last good season was 2017. That's when stages were introduced. And then he kind of fell off in 2018, 2019, 2020. So didn't really get many of those, but overall, just an all-around super, super impressive career. Number 3, we're going to have Richard Petty. Again, seven championships, 200 wins, all-time record there. 7 Daytona 500 wins, 2 Coke 600 wins. Of course, anyone of them weren't called Coke 600, but that's what they are now. Southern 500 win, 123 poles, 2010 Hall of Famer, 10 consecutive wins, just in a season, of course. Back in the day, there's way more races, but still, 10 consecutive wins, absolutely insane. Most wins in a season of 27. I think there was like 50 races in that year that happened, but still, 27 wins in a season. Like, these are records that won't get broken. Most wins, consecutive wins in a row, most wins in a season. Like, the only one that's maybe doable is most consecutive wins, but it's hard to win, 2 in a row. We've seen Kyle Larson get close to winning 4 in a row when his tire blew in the last lap. But, just think of that. Kyle Larson in his championship winning season in 2021 had 10 wins. Richard Petty had that in a row. And also 18 consecutive seasons with a win. Same with Kyle Busch. Those two are the same. And also on the 50 greatest drivers list in 1998. All around, absolutely amazing stats. The thing that I guess you could say is a knock against his record are the times that they were won. Most of these wins were for the modern era, which was 1972, and that's when the schedule got more like it is now. 72 is when NASCAR got towards what it is today. That was when Winston came as the title sponsor, and then when the schedule got more strict on race, I think there was 30 in a season, 32, something like that. So it got more restricted with that, and it got more, again, modern era. So a lot of these things you can't do now, because if you get 27 wins in a season now, you've won all but 11 races. And 200 wins was a lot easier when there's 50 wins and 3 races a week. When there's 36 a week, 200 wins is going to be impossible. You might, if you have a super long, super dominant career, be able to get 100, but we've never seen a driver in the modern era get to 100. You get drivers like Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch that have been racing for quite a long time, and Kyle Busch just hit 60. Kevin Harvick's at 58, and he's been racing since 2001. So, I think you'll see drivers get into the 70s, 80s for wins, but 200 is not happening. But again, they're still impressive records, and I still that puts the top 3. Number 2, Dale Earnhardt, 7-time champion, 76 wins, 1 Daytona 500 win, 3 Coke 600 wins, 3 Southern 500 wins, 1 Brickyard 400 win, 22 poles, 2010 Hall of Famer, 10 wins at Talladega, 2001 Most Popular Driver, and the 50 greatest drivers also being on that list in 1998. Being one of the first Hall of Famers, Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty, being in that inaugural class, the most, important people in the sport, are Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty. Those are some of the best drivers and to be recognized as that in the Hall of Fame 2010. Very impressive. Those have 7 championships, 76 wins. Pretty high up there on the wins list. I think that's 7th. The biggest Daytona 500 win in NASCAR history. Still always talked about. And 10 Talladega wins. 10 at Talladega. The most, well, basically tied with Daytona for the most wild, chaotic track. To get your way through big crashes to the front, through the draft. No driver did that better than Dale Earnhardt, winning many times at Daytona as well. There's only one Daytona 500 win, but the summer race, the duels, the clash before, when it was always at Daytona. It's one of those things that to win at those tracks is super, super impressive. Lots of times they get considered like, the track you can luck into a win at. You see a driver like Michael McDowell won there in 2020 Daytona. You see a driver like Ricky Stenhouse, David Reagan. They have a win or two of those tracks. But you don't luck into 10 wins at a track like that. That's super impressive again with the 7 championships. I mean, it's just insane. Praise Dale. All right, number 1, though. I'm going to put Jeff Gordon. Now, of course, Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty were drivers that I did not see race, right? These are drivers that I've heard about, seen, clips, seen the stats. I, was, 2001, when Dale Earnhardt died in his crash. So it's one of those things that I didn't get to see him race. I wasn't old enough. Obviously, Richard Petty retired in 1992. I wasn't born yet. So those drivers I didn't see. But Jeff Gordon was a driver that I seen race a lot. I wasn't old enough or even born yet to see him in his dominant era or even win a championship. But just in the times that I remember watching, racing in 2006 to 2015, when he was racing. It started in about 2005, 2006. I mean, I watched race when I was younger, but don't really remember it. Maybe, a race in 2001, 2002, 2003, but so I don't remember it. So a race in 2006, 2007, I'll remember that. Faintly, but I'll remember it. So seeing Jeff Gordon in that era, super dominant drive, super just impressive things. 4-time champion, 93 wins, 3 Daytona 500 wins, 3 Coke 600 wins, 6 Southern 500 wins, 5 Brickyard 400 wins. Those are the crown jewels. I guess the spring Talladega races as well, but that one's kind of harder to get specifically stats for because some things consider crown jewels, some don't. So getting a definitive number without going through and counting each one's a little difficult. So I didn't include that. But I knew he's got a bunch in that. 81 poles, which I believe is second most or third most. 2019 Hall of Fame. We have 9 road course wins here, which is the most by any driver. I'm sure Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson will break that, but they are racing in an era where there are 6 road courses a season. You have Watkins Glen, Sonoma, Charlotte Road Course. You have Road America, Circuit of the Americas, Indianapolis Road Course. You had Daytona Road Course for 2 seasons there. So there's a lot of road courses. When Jeff Gordon was racing, there was 2. Sonoma and Watkins Glen. So to have 9 road course wins in that time, absolutely amazing. His stats would have been even more wild had he raced in the era now where there are 6 road courses in a season. He also has the most modern era wins. Those 93 all took place in the modern era. 797 consecutive starts. That is the most ever. And also on the 1998 50 greatest drivers. I hope that they do a 75th 75th one in a few years. That'd be kind of cool. That was inspired by the NBA 50 greatest players. So NBA is doing 75 greatest players now. It'd be cool in a few years when NASCAR gets 75 years if they did that. But yeah, Jeff Gordon, all around insane things. Of course, we don't really want to go and speculate what a driver could do with stats, but it's pretty well known that had NASCAR not changed to the chase/playoff format in 2004, Jeff Gordon easily could have had 7 championships. Again, that does take away from the other 2 on our list of Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch if you eliminate that. So that's why I don't really want to go into that. But Jeff Gordon easily could have won 2007, I believe it was 2009, and 2014. He could have been a 7-time champion. And honestly, he should be in that 7-time category with Dale Earnhardt, Richard Petty, because those, by far, are the 3 best drivers ever. You can put them in any order you want. This is the order that I go with and believe. Jeff Gordon 1, Dale Earnhardt 2, Richard Petty 3rd. The 3 greatest drivers of all time in NASCAR. So that's my list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think, who you would put in your order.
What's good, y'all? It's Wanyá. I do art. Follow me on all my socials. Instagram, Etsy. That's about it.